Here it is. Just get plenty of distance on the throw. Still trying to get used to that smell of char. You do have an eye for opportunity. After all, it's not TNT the locals are short of. Still trying to get used to that smell of char. Blistered fish they could ever want.
Ah, that burnt reek. Ugh. Hand over whatever it is and I'll help you get rid of it. Here are your tickets. Hurry, drifters. The boat is leaving soon. And nobody wants you to miss it.
So, this is it. We're leaving paradise behind. You never talked much about family and the like. But you're dead serious about this, aren't you? No matter. I made a vow to defend you. And I don't break an oath. Even if a blind man could see you leap into the deepest pit of dung.
I have never asked anything of you, firstborn. Not when you stole away a tiptoe, leaving the family burden at your little sister's door. Our father is accused of high treason. Dare you to believe it? Will you now stand by, knowing gentle father is indungeoned? It must kill him. Please come home. We need you. Is it really you, dearest sibling? I never dared hope you'd return. Do you remember Bright Sands? Of course you do. We loved it here. It's changed now. The Royal Council support Uncle Edvard. Father barely cold, and he's pulling everything down.
All those houses. You never said how wealthy you were. Why were we selling fish and sleeping in barns?
Never told your friend of Good and Sons? There is much to be said, but not now. Dear father's funeral begins.
Where have you been? Without you brats, we'll never be done with this obligation.
Looks like Death claimed the wrong brother.
No matter, so few are here, when they are the few he loved most.
Nobody likes a traitor, let alone his tainted offspring. Better make yourself scarce.
We shall, dear sibling, for now. I have acquired a small island with the last of my funds, and passage for all still loyal to father. Together we shall clear his name, or die trying.
Your sister reminds me of you. Must mean new adventures await, old pal.
This is it. Ditchwater. End of the world. I hope you like it quiet.
What? Still here? Establishing a right...
Let Uncle Edvard scoff. A modest island, yes, but if you're at all like Father, you'll look beyond appearances. We must shelter the good, loyal people who We need every hand we can get if we are...
Your city has grown more beautiful. You reached a new milestone.
Do you remain here out of spite? Or is this some futile attempt at competition? As you are so desperate to appear responsible, you'll be pleased to hear the cost of that fantastical funeral falls to you.
Miserly, uncharitable dastard! Picking and choosing what he inherits. Timber, very good. I'll try not to think of the coffin.
Fast.
We make the best of what we have.
See what slander Edvard prints in Bright Sands.
Samuel's child, is it?
He twists every article in his favour at our and Father's expense. Father wouldn't have wanted us to sit on our hands while our one prospect was in such a state. So let's gather our townsfolk and ask them to spruce the place up. Mourning is eased. Now we have others for company, sibling. It's been a hard day of labor for us all. We should cater to our tired, hungry people. Eldest, you outdo yourself. Why, not one, but several prospects. We are running low on timber, but there's plenty in the ruins. We should clear some to stock up.
You reached a new milestone.
Help enough to demolish the larger ruins. Let's breathe some life into this place.
It's been a long, hard day. The people need to rest. And maybe wet blankets.
The land can only be farmed if there are enough fields. We must plant them.
Fields might help.
heart running faster than usual?
Feels an eternity since the funeral. And the cost! Oh, why, it was extortionate. Repay me now, or sell up.
I feel sick to the stomach that Edvard could ask so much of us so soon after Father's death.
Hurry, damn you!
I always appreciate your help, however overdue. The land can only be farmed if there are enough fields. We must plant them.
When I look into your people's faces, I see trouble. Make sure their misery doesn't become a problem.
A bit thankless farming here.
Ready to repay my charity?
We must have dormice.
Ready. Don't think you're finished, brat. I loathe the reek of lanolin, but if farmers' smocks are all you have,
Is there no limit to Uncle's shameless demands?
How do?
Your people are recovered and desirous to proceed. Set them to it. We're going to need as much space as we can clear.
Once again, I am indebted to you.
Speak to our humble cousin. He writes of a worker riot in Bright Sands. It seems we are not alone in our contempt for Edvard. Most people would jump at this chance.
Tell me you've managed something. Ba, black sheep, have you any wool?
You restore a grain of my trust in humanity, eldest.
Peddlers say there's nowhere to take it.
shall be subject to an inspection.
Assuredly, she's a fine ship. More's the merrier.
That blooming turnip was the size of her head.
If your father had only let me in, we could have built this together. We'd rather die than stay. Our flags still wave for Samuel. Let Edvard oppress us no more.
These were money well spent.
A life away from Edvard? We're on board. Only we've no...
If you pick me, you may have my boat. It's my poor aunt's legacy. Her second husband was a decent sailor.
I need help with me lowly troubles. You can make better what's already gold.
No, never.
Cream of the crop.
Everybody on board? Good. I shiver.
What? Has your cleft of the family no shame that it now resorts to abducting my workers? The Queen's ambassador himself shall hear of this.
Abduction is a severe accusation.
And if I may, excuse me, a false one. We left Edvard quite willingly.
Pencil polishing popinjay. I should have been rid of you long ago.
I see nothing criminal. A bit of interfamilial bickering is only natural, and hardly a matter for the crown. And as for you, I have quite forgotten my manners. Sir Archibald Blake, ambassador and confidant to the Queen. Despite the circumstances, Her Majesty and I were pleased to hear of your return. Your father's death was a tragedy. We regret he never had the chance of a fair trial.
The real tragedy here is the vast funeral bill that goes unpaid, while this brat is living the life of O'Reilly.
Sadly, your uncle has indeed alerted me to some floating liabilities. I fear you have no choice but to settle them if I am to grant you your crown shipping license.
Edvard registered the debt officially.
Don't worry. That old tyrant can't hold us back anymore.
Indeed. Once my letterpress is up and running, the truth will come back to haunt Edvard. For your hospitality, please use my ship howsoever you may wish.
Now that sounds like good news.
As to the debt, my hands are tied, but it may warm Her Majesty's heart to see a new...
Maybe Edvard will try to prevent us owning a shipyard. But for now, let's at least house those workers.
You reached a new milestone.
Workers can handle stubborn debris on ditchwater if it's to be the center of our new
With several passionate young reporters enlisted, our publishing house is already well underway.
Our dream of a shipyard is impossible without plenty of qualified hands.
with a lark this
I
morning.
wish I'd a goose for your kindness.
Please don't leave your crate unattended, sir.
We're all full up.
A competitor raised a settlement.
Grease the wheels, Governor. Spare a thought for us.
I have discovered some inefficiencies we ought to address.
Sure.
Don't even mind things.
I'm not going to say I didn't think it possible.
Our editorial section is sure to grow along with your city. We are fine-tuning the first issue as we...
Good to see you, Uncle.
new milestone.
You have father's fortitude. These people will follow you as they...
Your worthless rags have barely covered anything. Now, bring me sails. It's not like you have any use for them.
Clearly Uncle's intention is to keep us from ever owning a shipyard.
When will you show your family?
We lack the requisite materials. Festering filth.
Where are my sails?